during the election time, and wish you further success to come. I tried my best to keep a close track on the activities you conducted throughout the year, and I would like to extend my special thanks for the services you delivered last year. And AK Party is a party that is administrating the country with much success. And in this regard, municipalities, of course, have activities that touch the lives of our people on a daily basis, and that is why the infrastructure investments we have are of great importance. In particular, throughout that period when we have the COVID-19 pandemic, our local governments have much more to do. After the pandemic, of course, the local administrators, the relevant parties, informed you accordingly. Public service premises, public transportation means, market areas, and trash collection areas, and the sanitation, cleaning of all these premises and means and areas should, of course, be done on a regular basis. The routine cleaning and hygiene activities should be followed much more closely and with a higher level of sensitivity. Sanitizers, refreshing materials, body sweats, gloves, masks, and other protective gear and materials, disinfectants should be produced and distributed very effectively. And the municipalities can produce their own, of course, cleaning and hygiene and protection supplies and materials. Of course, we should continue to deliver services without any stop. When we deliver the food supply to our citizens, we need to be meticulous in terms of abiding by the rules. We need to be much more careful about our students and, of course, the senior people. We asked our people to stay home, and when the senior and the students have a need, we need to help them for them not to step out of their houses. In particular, those who are facing financial challenges, those who have lower incomes, should always be supported. We should not leave them alone and should always stand with them. And we suggest you stand in cooperation and solidarity with local administrators and the governor's offices. There are many citizens who might need help, and you have a responsibility for them all. The personnel, the staff of the municipalities should always be paying attention to wearing the protective gear in terms of, for example, gloves and masks and sweats and all the other relevant supplies. And the cut on the incomes of the municipalities has been abolished so that we could give you extra resources. And we should always keep in mind that any such thing is temporary. When these days are left behind, we will have the chance to clearly see what sort of services we have delivered. And we need to be considering this very day as an opportunity and make sure that that our people open their hearts to us. And our nation, our people would know clearly who helps sincerely and who does for certain other interests. AK Party has never disappointed our nation, and with God's will, we will not disappoint our nation throughout that pandemic period. From education to health, from justice to security, from transportation to defense, in many fields we have strengthened our position, and we can see the importance of that marked in particular throughout that very period. Many developed countries in this time of the year unfortunately have faced collapses, but Turkey has proven that it can stand strongly. And we, using our means, not only help our own country to step out of this predicament, but also help the other countries. Our priority is to ensure that our citizens have the capacity to meet their basic needs and also help the others. Many of the measures we have taken so far address the people in need, and for that reason we have provided an aid of 1,000 liras per month for 2 million low-income households. And on the other hand, we have other payments done to those in need. And to preserve the levels of employment, we have compensation time periods for many enterprises. We postponed the payment periods for taxes and return of taxes so that many businesses are at ease. And many banks now do provide additional resources and postpone the payments of credits and many other payments to be done. And our banks also have rolled up their sleeves. In order to help our citizens meet their main needs, there are also many loans, supportive loans to be granted, to be allocated with minimum levels of interest and with 36 months of maturity dates. And with those precautions, we will have helped all 83 million people of this country, all the crafts people, all the artists, artisans, and all the enterprises, all of our citizens, if you like. And this is an issue of the whole country. It concerns each and every individual of this country, all 83 million. From the onset of the pandemic, we have always shown sensitivity to the subject and adapted our policies and discourses accordingly. And we have acted and we will act in line with the recommendations of our scientific board, and we have put all the decisions we have made into practice and implemented them to the full extent. And we do not manage the process in accordance with what some people say on the TV only, those who talk the talk. But we evaluated all the subjects in all aspects and shared transparently all pieces of information with our people. We know that the death toll stands almost at 50,000 across the world, and the number of the cases has almost surpassed 1 million. And we believe that we have taken many precautions, many measures, but we do not still think that it is still enough. But we will, of course, not panic, not be pessimistic, but take well-balanced, rational steps forward and take more and more precautions and be decisive and pursue our journey. Turkey has the capacity and the power to overcome that predicament, and our people will overcome that difficulty too, and we hopefully will be at welfare, in peace and solidarity. We believe firmly in the foresight and the strength of our Turkish people, and we believe that also God will help us, and that is why the biggest threat which can prevent our activities would be maybe lack of belief or dissent or derogation, lack of insight. As long as we do not have such things, do not fall into the clutches of such, we will be victorious. And we know that if our hearts beat together, we will not be surrendering, we will not be falling. The biggest strength of this nation is unity, is the brotherhood, is the unison we have. And as long as 83 million people stand together, there will be nothing which will prevent us from our path, which will block us away. That is why we need to remind everyone all the precautions, all the measures we have taken so far, abide by the rules, but we at the same time underline the importance of our solidarity, of our brotherhood. And during each and every speech we deliver, we pay attention to such issues and elaborate on them. And we, as you know, have initiated a national solidarity campaign with the motto of "We are self-sufficient." And that is how we will, of course, continue. This is a reality, and such similar campaigns are ongoing in many other parts of the world. And the amounts, the donations collected will be distributed to those in need. And of course, such amounts is very small compared to the resources allocated by the state institutions overall. The purpose, the goal of such campaigns is to show the solidarity of our people. And we will not allow those who opt for segregation or discrimination rather than solidarity and unity. And those will be getting their answers, their response from the citizens of this country. This is a project of relief, and trying to put a dynamite under that campaign is nothing but a bad intention. This is a voluntary campaign of solidarity, of aid. And our citizens, of course, can help, and other institutions and foundations are already engaged in many activities of helping one another and cooperation. But of course, there are those who try to make this issue an issue of daily politics and dilute this subject, but no one has such a right to do so. We are all concerned about a heinous enemy that threatens the lives of our people, and the enemy's name is the coronavirus. We can only, of course, come over and tackle that threat and stand against it if we stand together, and we can do so through solidarity. We should put all the differences we have aside and walk together like we did in the Independence War. And the day is for us to come together, and it's the day for us all to have insight, to show our foresight. And those who have some other calculations or interests will never be forgiven by the conscience of our people. And those who pump pessimism rather than optimism and help and solidarity will never be forgiven by the people of this country. So I once again invite everyone to stand together, to be together, to act together in unison, in solidarity. May God help us all. And using this opportunity, once again, I would like to congratulate all the local administrators for their great work and for also having triumphed during the elections of the last year. And now I would like to leave the floor to the mayors of various provinces. Now the floor is yours. Thank you all very much.